Hello, everybody.
Hello, today we are looking at Destiny.
I'm looking at it now.
This is Lucky Duck Games, which I really like. 1 to 3 players, and it's tile placement and role-playing, storytelling type of game.
Yeah.
Up my straws.
It really is. I mean, this is, again, as you say, it's Lucky Duck, so it's kind of very similar to, or not similar, to Chronicles of Crime, if you've played that, whereby you're using an app to scan QR codes on the board.
I do like.
And it kind of works in a similar way to Mansions of Madness, if you know that game, whereby the app kind of controls the story. It tells you certain points about the story along the way. And it does all the sort of management of the game pieces and the storyline and keeps things in check and knows where
Turn this tile over, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so it knows all that and it keeps it in check for you the whole game. And in fact, so when you play the first game, anything you change and anything that happens in that game is kind of like a campaign thing. It stays in the app world forever.
And like a legacy game.
Yeah, so you then play the following campaigns. There are 5 episodes, if you like, in the box. The first one is standalone, the other 4 that come with it are a campaign, and that all kind of stays permanent in the campaign and the storyline of the world, which is handled by the app.
How does it play?
Well, so I mean, quick answer to that, it's like an RPG on the table, isn't it? So it's like Skyrim.
If you like Skyrim,
Yeah, computer
and
game.
you like board games.
Yeah, so those sorts of games is kind of how this plays. So I mean, I've never played a Dungeons and Dragons RPG type game from memory. I don't know. I'm quite old, so I can't remember my entire life. But
I wouldn't really want to anyway.
I don't think I have. But yeah, but this is kind of like that, isn't it? I feel like so the app is like the games master of the game, and you're doing the bits, and it's telling you things that happen as you go along. But so is the board, of course.
Yeah. But one important piece difference, which I'll say later.
Oh, okay, right. So the way they get in place then, so it's you get given a setup for the first sort of initial start of the game, the board, if you like, which is just tiles. You lay out tiles on the board that are your starting point, and you put you get a character card. Depending on what the scenario is, you've got an option of a couple. You get that character card, and that character card has certain strengths on your character board. There's intelligence, dexterity, and power, and you've got 3 different tracks that you maintain throughout the game. And you've got little tokens that you place at various points along that track. The track goes from 1 to 12, and you might have a little token on 4, 5, 7 and 10, say. And then later on in the game, when you roll against those things, dexterity, intelligence, whatever, if you've got, say you roll and you score 7, if you've got a token on number 7 and anything to the left of that, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, those tokens count as a hit, a score, a positive plus, a success. So and those tokens move up and down depending on your experience. As you go through the game, things change and your dexterity becomes better, say.
And the more successes you have to the left of that number, the more likely you're going to be able to find something in the snow or
break
knock a
into
door
a case,
down,
exactly,
talk to someone and get the right answer, that kind of thing.
Bust open a chest
and more
lock.
successful you're going to be on your given task.
Yeah. So your player board is changeable as you go along, but your character card has 2 destinies on the back. They're very similar, but they're different ways to achieve a certain thing. So let's say, for instance, you've got to get on a rocket and go to the moon. That's obviously nothing to do with this game, I'm just making it up. But there may be 2 ways for you to get on that rocket and go to the moon. One might be to break in and steal it. The other one might be to find the keys from the previous astronaut and take it. So it's kind of like the same destiny, but 2 different routes to it. That's about as off-piste as I can get with this game, because there's nothing about rockets or anything. But that's kind of the basic premise, isn't it?
Try not to do spoilers anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very spoiler-heavy game.
Yeah. So your character has these 2 destinies that you're trying to fulfill. It's one destiny, but you're trying to fulfill via
and
2
also,
different
you don't know
routes.
how you're going to do these.
No.
How am I going to find a key to the rocket? So you just have to go and explore.
They're very vague.
i.e. Skyrim.
Yeah.
Chat to someone and might go, oh yeah, I keep the keys in my back pocket, or that. And you gather more information as you go through the game.
Yeah. Thank you for sticking with the rocket theme. I like that. So anyway, so you put your character token mini on the board.
And they're really good as well.
Yeah, I mean, some of the way you can see these
The
sort of
details.
these are all real kind of characters and minis in the game. And you put your one on the board in the starting position, and then you surround the starting tile with some face down tiles. It's kind of a fog of war scenario, so you don't know what's on those until you move into them, and then they get flipped over, and then they get populated with people or places that you can visit and interact with. So that's the starting setup, and then you've got a gold coin and some dice, and the dice are, you get 2 permanent dice and then 3 effort dice, which are kind of, they fluctuate in and out of your availability to roll those.
Depending how much effort you've just used in your last.
Yeah, they're either in or not in your pool of dice.
Because you're tired or whatever.
Yeah, and then if you have a rest or if you do certain things, which I won't say what they are, you get your dice refreshed and things like that. And then if you come across something you want to interact with, and it says you have to roll against intelligence or power or whatever, you roll your dice and then do that skill check, like I say, where you pass or not pass.
So this is using the app. This app will say you can speak to this person, you can steal from this person, you can leave them alone, blah, 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 and then you just pick which ones you want.
Yeah. And as you use the dice, so the 2 white dice that you get stay all the time available. The 3 purple dice, as you use them, they get exhausted and you have to refresh them later on, so you can't use them in the very next roll, for instance, until they get refreshed. And the white dice are just numbers 1 to 4, the purple dice are numbers 1 to 3 and a success as well. So if you rolled 3 successes, you'd immediately get 3 successes plus whatever you scored on this track. So there's quite a few different ways of scoring your successes and rolling, and they're all just tests against things. They're not necessarily fighting. Sometimes they're fighting, but not always. But it's mainly things to, can I break into a chest?
I'm not much a fan of fighting anyway. So
no, exactly.
I like things like trying to break down a door and trying to have a conversation with someone.
Sure, find out things and that. So you set up, you're on the board, and then the app says, right, it's your turn, and on your turn you can do 2/3 things. One is you refresh your dice if you've got that option. You move, and you can move up to 2, or sometimes later on if you get extra things, nod, wink, wink, you can move a bit further, but you move up to 2, but every time you move on to an unexplored tile, you have to stop and explore it. So if you were going to move 2, it would have to be 2 on open, already explored tiles. Otherwise you just move on to a new one and it flips over and you stop and it gets populated. And so you move and then you interact. You can't interact and then move. You have to move and then interact.
Yes. Or you can just interact.
Or you can just interact where you are, exactly, and not move. And that's pretty much your options. And then obviously things that happen when you interact and things that you find and
depends who you speak to.
That then obviously informs what you're going to do next, or in your next go. Once you've done those few things, the app will do those things with you. You interact with people and tell you what you've opened and what you found if you've managed to open it and all this sort of stuff. And then it says end turn, go to the next person. So all of that stuff is handled by the app, very similar to Mansions of Madness.
Yes.
And you just keep going through, exploring, expanding the map.
You can gather, you can find objects and things. They're on cards, numbered cards, aren't they? Like you can find, I don't know, some gold or a tool,
bow and arrow,
weapon. And much like Chronicles of Crime, you can sometimes on the app the option is ask the innkeeper about your item. So you scan the QR code on your weapon, and that enables the app to say what the innkeeper said about your weapon, that kind of thing. It's very similar to Chronicles of Crime.
That's a good point, actually. I forgot that you start with some items, don't you? You get, depending on what your character is.
You get up to 5, can't you? You can collect them.
Yeah, if you go over 5 items and you have to trade one in and sell it and things like that. But that's another thing you can do. You can trade, you buy and sell items in various locations around the board. When you go to, say, a blacksmith, you can buy some weapons. And when you go into the blacksmith, there's a little stack of weapons that the app tells you to populate from this big stack of cards of items. And you can buy and trade and sell. And obviously, some of those things you think, oh, I need to buy one of those because in my destiny, I need to have X.
Can't say much about it.
And so you kind of, I see, that's how I obtain such and such a material.
I like the fact that when you have too many items, you can just
you could just drop it.
one.
Yeah, you could just drop it
a
in
little
the...
marker on the board, on the tile, the way
So
you
somebody
dropped
else can
it.
come along and find
But
it,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, just put this sword in the snow.
Yeah.
Basically, when I wander off. So when I can come up to it and go, oh, there's a sword.
Yeah, that's right. That is
And
actually
you
true.
can
Yeah,
pick it
again,
up.
which is that kind of thing that the app holds in perpetuation forever.
Really good.
Really, really clever. Very simple. And then just keep going until one of you gets the opportunity to fulfill your destiny. So you've got the 2 or 3 things that you need on your one of your options. And then you say to the app, I want to go to such and such and fulfill my destiny. Or the app kind of tells you, actually. It says you're ready to go.
The app keeps up with what you've found
Yeah,
and
what you've
what
done.
you're trying to do. And when you get to a certain place, like someone will say to you, you must go over there to find something. It's really hard to say things, start saying things.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get to that certain point of interest, it will say,
Then it
do you
says
want to fulfill
yeah.
your destiny here?
Which is, and it calls it the finale, doesn't it? So you go into your finale session, which is your, let's say, we go back to the rocket analogy.
You found the rocket.
Yeah, you get into the rocket and you take off, or you get into the rocket and can you start it, and you roll for various luck or intelligence or strength, whatever, depending on what the situation is. And then obviously the finale for you in that case would be you're in your rocket and you keep trying until you, because for instance you may fail your first attempt at starting the rocket, and so then the other person has a go and they have the chance to catch up.
We should say our destinies are separate.
Yes.
We're on the same board.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. You don't know what I'm doing. We have no idea. Which you can get clues from, like, oh, why are you gathering that?
Yeah, because
Why
all
are
the
you gathering
all the
that?
information is public. Nobody you don't kind of pick up the app and secretly read something that somebody finds out. If you ask about your destiny at the inn, everybody gets to hear about it, and you can think, oh, I see.
Yeah, why is he being told to go there? Or
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But we
interesting.
don't actually know the actual line of what your destiny
No,
is.
you don't know. You can't figure it out. But weirdly, we didn't realise until the end of the game that they are actually interlinked in a strange way, and in fact.
Which actually is a good thing, I think, because I was thinking when you were playing it, like, if you succeed your destiny, then mine is just non-existent then, surely.
But no, it's not. They are kind of interlinked very cleverly, and as I say, when you go into your finale, it's not kind of you're going to win. The other person could still keep plugging away and get the finale, because you kind of have the chance
to launch the rocket.
Yeah, you could not be prepared enough when you get into the rocket to do the actual launch, because you rushed into it. The other person might be taking their time a little bit more and go in a little bit more prepared and have a certain extra item or a few extra dice to roll when they get in the rocket, and therefore they'd be more successful. So you could, but their destiny wouldn't be getting the rocket necessarily, but you know what I mean, might be stop the rocket launching, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the fact that the other person starts their finale doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win, because the other person could just jump in at the last second and pit them to it.
Well, if you haven't got enough power to do it, then I get second chance.
It did seem like they were fairly close, weren't they? You know, when we played our first, so there's a suggested scenario, the first scenario.
Yeah.
When we played that, you thought I was going to win, like, and then you realised, oh, if only I'd gone there first, I would have won. So they are very, very sort of neck and neck until one person just pips the other one.
As long as you go to the right places and speak to the right people, like if I just wandered off and explored something, and not concentrate on what I needed to get, then you would have probably won. But I think we were both hot on our
very
destiny
close,
trail.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. Yeah, and once you finished one scenario, the other four. When you finish one scenario, the other 4 are like a campaign. You can just play them in order, and then, like I say, there's some expansions. I think 2 expansion boxes have come out. Probably got, I don't know what is in them, but probably another 4 or 5
and it's
in each
1
one.
to 3, so there are solo modes as well, which I might do.
Yeah, the solo modes play just an exploring one, where you just get on and explore and do your destiny. Is similar to the main game, or another one where it's timed. So I think you just try and beat your quickest time to fulfill your destiny.
Yeah. Works well as a 2 as well.
Yeah, really. Well, it's obviously designed 1 to 3, so I do that too.
Works well with a gamer and a not so much gamer.
Yeah, very much so. So that's pretty much the game. RPG on the table. RPG in a box, as they say. Yeah.
RPG in a box.
Skyrim in a box. They should have called it Skyrim.
It does say this is the first competitive, story-driven RPG-like board game.
Yeah, and it really is. So, scores then.
I will say this now. This is my first 10 out of 10.
Woohoo! 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nothing to say.
Nothing to say. That's it. Done. See ya. Mic off. Mic drop.
If you've
Well,
ever
it's not much
dropped, if you've
missing.
ever dropped a mic, you've never bought a mic. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're expensive. Anyway, so yeah.
I love the fact that it's got an app with it. I love the fact that you're not. I did like Mansions of Madness, but kind of every other role was, oh, we've got to kill this monster, we've got to kill this monster.
Yeah, we're constantly fighting.
I'll roll
and,
my 3, oh, he's hit 4, oh, he hits me. I'm not a massive fan of that.
Yeah.
Of hitting, killing.
It's like a
monsters every
slugfest, isn't
time.
it?
Like D&D. I'm not a massive fan of D&D.
Until when he
That's
died.
what I was saying earlier about differences. It's like D&D, but without all the killing.
Yeah, true.
Every single turn, oh, another goblin to kill.
Yeah.
Another monster to kill. Another dragon or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of that. So this isn't that. This is like Skyrim, and you're not killing everyone in Skyrim all the time.
No, no. You're exploring and finding things out.
I like the theme on it, the app, the music, everything. The fact that it's competitive, but I don't feel like I'm directly against you.
No.
Which I like that as well.
Yeah.
And I like the miniatures, and I like the look of the tiles, and the points of interest thing. You just go up to one and talk to that person and all that stuff, and say the app makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it's really well done, isn't it?
And that's why it's 10 for me.
Fair enough. Can't argue with any of that. I mean, like, yeah.
And it's a mystery, rather than just like you've got to do that.
She's still going.
And another thing, I like a mystery.
she's
I like a
still going.
storyline where you have to go and discover things, and it's a mystery.
And another thing. Very good.
I'll stop now.
No, keep going. Enthuse as much as you like. If you got a 10, you got a 10. I mean, I don't think I've ever had a 10.
Exactly.
Until no. I'm going to give this a 9. To be fair,
That's
I
good,
mean,
though.
yeah, I mean, I really liked it.
You like killing dragons and things, don't you?
Well, I don't mind it, but yeah, I mean, this is very much more you than it is me. But it's just, as you say, it's kind of, it's almost perfect, isn't it? I mean, it's for you, it's perfect, but it's my theme for sure. It is almost perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I just find it hard to give it a 10 because it's not exactly my style of game.
It's not to cow, is it?
No. Well, that'd make 10 though. Yeah, I mean, everything about this game is just really well implemented and well done, well produced. It's just.
Because I really like Chronicles of Crime. I really like Mansions of Madness.
And this is
but each game had a slight meh about it.
Yeah, this is kind of cross between the two, isn't it? Really. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you about the sort of music in the app and all that. I mean, the first scenario, I'm not really spoiling anything by saying the first scenario is about a place which has kind of got a lot of wolves in it, like an infestation of wolves in the area, and all the time you're sort of listening to the app, now and again, sort of, so it really is very atmospheric. You do feel like you're in the game playing it.
Yeah.
We played it.
Hurry up, there's a wolf coming.
Yeah, we played it on an evening, which helped. Obviously, sometimes we play something in a broad daylight. I guess.
And the dog started howling.
But yeah, I mean, it really did feel like we were. When I played Mansions of Madness previously, I didn't necessarily feel like it was that integrated.
No, I had a big smile on my face the whole time.
But this was, it really felt like you were in there. So I get that app really does kind of fulfill its destiny. It really does fit the bill. The app is brilliant. It doesn't take it away from the board game.
Poo-poo apps and
they do.
It's not. No,
and I understand. Yeah, I understand that, but
if it works, it works.
It works a treat. Yeah, and it does. It's just like having a games master, really. It's all. And they're telling you what's what and where to put things, and it just.
I don't think it would be a 10 if it didn't have the app.
Maybe not. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's
if
a
it
good
was
point.
Like a book or whatever, or
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
Well, so there you are.
It's
so
my truth.
A 10 and a 9.
19.
That's like our highest ever scoring
19
game.
out of 20.
End of. Yeah, 19 out of 20. That's a fantastic score. Well done, Destinies. Good skills.
Well done, Lucky Duck.
Yeah, well, so there you go.
Do you agree?
Yeah, any more we can say? Not really. So hopefully that's helped you decide if you were on the fence. I mean, we were a little bit late coming to this game. I think it's been out probably a year now, but we had to wait for it to become second hand so that we could afford to buy it. State of the world these days, unfortunately. So we're a little bit late to it. But if you've not played it yet and you're a bit late to it too, then check it out. Very highly recommended.
And mystery and
yeah, I wasn't 100% sure, and then when we played it, I am now 100% sure. So buy it. Yeah, buy it or find it or play it or borrow it or whatever. But yeah, definitely worth playing. So there you go. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. Check out our other reviews on our channel. Give us a like and a subscribe. Ring that little bell icon so you get notified when we put stuff up.
Yeah. If you agree.
Thanks, people. So we'll see you on the next one and keep in touch. Bye bye.